have Speak Magic Toastmasters Club. We have your Delhi Junction Toastmasters Club. Where what other clubs have you tuned in from? I mean, just drop your. First of all, just turn on your videos, people. Come on, what is this? So unfair. Okay, I want to see you all. Okay, hello, Alok sir. Hello, Madhur, Toastmaster Madhur. Okay, Pooja. Hello, Pooja. From which club are you tuning us from? Just, I think the option is there, right? You all can unmute yourself. Is it there?
Hello, Suryadev. Very good evening.
Good to see you, Alok sir. I can't see you. That's the only problem. Okay. Yeah, now
I am outside, so I will be keeping myself mute and video off.
Okay.
Sorry for that.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Perfect. Okay, so Toastmasters mentoring. Now we had actually started this back in the month of September, October for our club, that is Speak Magic Toastmasters Club. But we just decided to extend it out to the entire Toastmasters community because we all have loads and loads of doubts. And we want to solve those doubts in a very organized manner. Okay, so in these particular sessions, you will get to ask your questions, and at the same time you will get to receive those answers. Not just that, we are actually creating the whole pattern in a very, very organized manner, so that we are in a position where we know we have a place to ask our questions. We have that resource center where every week we can tune in and we can learn something new. Now, why am I doing this? Because I am already mentoring someone on 10 Toastmasters, okay, which is kind of like a little too much for me. So I'm actually going to invite all my mentees as well in these particular sessions, where we can actually all learn from each other. Now, what I believe is that Toastmasters is a platform that is not just about public speaking, leadership, or networking. It's far bigger than that. You can make the most of this entire experience, provided you get the right direction, and at the same time you make the most of this particular journey. Okay, so I'm actually going to encourage everybody to turn their videos on, because that's what actually inspires me. Now, my big problem is that if I always keep my like all my meetings are like hide non-video participants. So if you're not here, I will just get that indication that, okay, fine. I mean, I'm just talking to nobody. But anyways, here's what I would want you all to do. Any particular question that you have related to the Toastmasters, drop it in the chat. Okay, drop it in the chat. We will take one question at a time. We will end sharp at 7:50, because again, I have another session from 8 o'clock. So we're going to just make it highly, highly optimized. Okay. At the same time, the questions that are unanswered, we will make sure that we are either answering it to you the next week, or I will actually send out a personal message to you all answering your question. Okay, that's how it's going to be. So bring out your question. Meanwhile, I'll just begin this entire thing by introducing you first to the Toastmasters portal. Now, again, I would want you all, since I'll be on the screen, I'll probably be sharing the screen, all these kind of things. It would also be amazing if you can also interact, like literally unmute yourself and answer me whenever I'm asking you a question, right? So the whole idea here is that we want to really make the most of the 1 hour or 45 minutes, how much of a time that we are going to be spending every Friday. We want to really make sure that we get all our questions answered. Now, even before I do that, I just want to tell you, I joined as a Toastmaster on the 14th of February this year. Pretty good date, right? Tomorrow, that is 25th of December, Christmas, I'm going to be finishing my third pathway. My first pathway I finished in just 3 months, 89 days. My second pathway, I pushed the boundaries a little more. I finished it in the entire month of May, 29 days. That's all I took. The last 6 months, I've been challenging myself a little bit, working hard a little bit, and all those things. That's why right now I'm finishing my third pathway. It took me somewhere around 5 months to finish that. I'm already into my level 3 of my fourth pathway. Now, it's not rocket science. There's no rocket science in that. You might feel overwhelmed. Oh my God, finishing pathways and all that. Not a big deal. Anybody can do it. But if you want to really do it, you need 3 things. First, you need dedication. Number 2, you need commitment. Number 3, you need to have that zeal to really learn, really make the most of it. Here's what I believe. I don't want to be a Toastmaster for the rest of my life. I don't see it that way. I'm going to be here for a certain amount of time. And for as long as I'm here, I'm going to make the most of it. I'm going to literally make sure that as long as I'm here, I'm not only finishing my pathways, I'm in a position where I'm able to literally extract out as much as the Toastmasters is giving me. there's a reason why it's called as a self-paced learning platform. If it's self-paced, meaning you can do it in full speed, or you can go slow, go slow, go slow. I don't like to go slow because success is directly proportional to speed. I'm going to repeat that. Success is directly proportional to speed. The more you practice, the more you work on yourself, the better you get. Okay. So keep dropping your questions into the what, in the chat. Meanwhile, I will.
Suryadeep, can you please talk about pathways?
Yes. That's the first thing that I'm actually going to be going through. Meanwhile, I think for all those of you, those who are here, I would really appreciate if you can also talk to your friends and all your other Toastmasters about these sessions that we are doing. Let's make it a win-win situation for everyone. First thing I'm going to share today straight away. Let me get on with the Toastmasters portal. So this is a platform. This is a place where I'm sure all of us are familiar with. Okay, this is called as the Toastmasters portal, toastmasters.org, right? The first thing that we all need to do, since we are all Toastmasters, is you go and you log in. The moment you log in, every single thing is opened for you. Every single thing is unlocked for you. Okay. So the moment you log in, what will happen is beautifully your Toastmasters portal is going to welcome you. Literally welcome you. When you click on that welcome button, you got these three things. You got go to Basecamp, you got choose a new path, and view the navigator. Okay, so before I get into my pathways and all those things, let's just answer Alok sir's question. He's the first one who's asked us this. Tell us about the pathway. Now, pathways are literally like a guided platform in which you really take your entire public speaking journey. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is, first thing for all the people is that I think for those all the new members, you'll have your first pathway as free. So when you open that, choose your path, these are the options. Ideally, come on, we don't have to think even twice. Go for digital resources. Okay, the moment you go for digital resources, because at the end, I think there's no point having printed materials. They are anyways giving you the project manual. You can download it, print it off. So go for digital resources. And then you have two things: view all path options, take online assessment. Now, I would not recommend online assessment. I'm actually going to recommend that you understand the pathways in the simplest and shortest possible manner by literally guiding yourself on the pathways and core competencies. So for that, what you need to do is you just need to go through this, but you go through that segment itself. You click on view all path options, you continue. The moment you click on continue, you're going to have all these different pathways. What I'm going to be doing is I'm actually going to ask myself, which of these core competencies am I resonating with the most? So for example, the first pathway that I chose was effective coaching. Why effective coaching? I clicked on effective coaching. This path helps you to build your skills as a positive communicator, leader, and coach. Do I want to be a positive communicator? Yes. Do I want to be a leader? Yes. Do I want to be a good coach? Yes. The moment I see the moment I read the first thing and I really understand what are the fundamentals, I go through the projects of all these paths. These are the projects in each of these paths. And then I finalize, okay, fine, this is something that I'm interested in. So I'm going to go for this particular pathway. This is step number 1 on choosing your pathway. Let's just say you want to make it a little more organized. What I would do is I'm literally going to show you exactly what I did. Okay. I will go to Google, and there is actually a Toastmasters resource which is available. Now, I want you to type this, okay, literally pathway core competencies. Okay, pathways core competencies. Now, I'll just share this link with you. You can definitely go through this. Let me just put this link. You can save this link in your, in just one moment. Yeah, you can save this particular link so that you can go through this particular core competency. This is a 12-page PDF that gives you directions and information about every single pathway. Okay, every single pathway, what all you're going to learn. Okay, all the 11 pathways. The first page has the core competencies across all the 11 pathways that are available. And then as you go deep, you're going to learn individually about each of the pathways. So might as well just go to this particular blueprint again and then choose which pathway that you want to take up. Now, why do you want to take up the pathways? Because only then you can start presenting your speeches. When you start presenting your speeches, you get certified, your club increases the DCP points, you get awards, your club gets awards. It's a win-win situation for everybody. Okay, so these are the ways on choosing the pathway. So I hope I cleared that entire question, Alok sir. Okay, once you have chosen your pathway, I'm just going to take it a little further actually. Okay, I've already downloaded this PDF, but don't know what is this 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'll just show you. See, one is public speaking. These are the core competencies. Every pathway that you go through is going to teach you either of these 5 core competencies: public speaking, interpersonal communication, strategic leadership, management, confidence. These are the pathways that gives you, if you choose this pathway, which core competency will you get? So let's just say if effective coaching is going to teach you public speaking, interpersonal communication, management, and confidence, right? Then comes the different levels. So I'm just going to show you, again, I'm going to show you my pathway. What does one pathway looks like? I can show you this because I think one of the pathways I'm on the verge of completion. The other pathway I haven't even unlocked. Like I haven't unlocked all the things because it's pretty much the same thing. Most of the pathways will have all common speeches across level 1 and level 2. Although the level 1, for all the new joinees from this month onwards, those who have joined, you will get 4 different levels in 4 different components in every level. Okay, so what did I click on? I clicked on enrolled paths. So these are my enrolled paths. Let me open. Okay, yeah. So this is how your entire thing is going to look. Your entire pathway is going to look. The first thing will be icebreaker. You got evaluation and feedback, research and presentation. For the new ones, for all those who have signed up from December onwards, you're going to have a completely new level 1. Okay, you'll have connecting with the audience, you have connect with storytelling. Okay, and yeah, using body language. These are the components of your level 1. So what you need to do is you need to launch. The moment you click on launch, an entire new page will open up. Okay, if you have a pop-up, I think there'll be a pop-up blocker here. You just need to turn off that pop-up blocker. If you turn that off, your entire page is going to open. Now, in this page, you will get more details about what that entire pathway is all about. Now, I'm just guiding you what you are supposed to do every single time you present a speech. Okay, so even before you prepare the speech, you need to go through, you need to open this particular manual. It's taking a little time. I don't know why it's taking so much of time. You need to open all these manuals and you actually need to go through, read through the entire project manual. Either you read through or you download, whatever it is that you're comfortable with, do it. Okay. So yeah, I think right now it's opened. I will straight away go to my first page. This is called as a navigation tab. Here they'll guide you through how you need to use all these things. You go start reading all these things. This is where this introduction segment is what will give you what is that thing that you need to do in this particular project. As you can see, this project culminates in you giving a 4 to 6 minute speech. The first one in all the Toastmasters present to their club. It's called as the Icebreaker project. You go through, you start going through, they're going to give you how to go about this particular thing. They'll give you an overview, the purpose. That's what you need to follow as you're going on this whole path. Then you have these questionnaires, fill up the questionnaires, then you move forward, you go through, they'll have a video lecture. Okay, this video lecture is very, very important. A lot of us, I had done this in my first pathway. I did not go through the whole video lecture framework of how to go about.
Every Toastmaster begins their journey with an icebreaker speech.
So go through this entire thing and then you move forward. You go through this, you download all these resources that they give you. It's going to help you prepare your speeches so much better. And then you write down your speech, you get it all these things ready. And then once you are done with going through, reading through all, make sure that you're downloading all these things, all the resources that the project is giving you, download all of them. Because evaluation report you need to give to your evaluator, print your project, keep a copy of this particular project with you so that you know how much you've progressed, and icebreaker speech outline, which is just to give you a little bit of idea. Again, you answer the same questions and then your project is done. Once your project is done, you click on the refresh button. The moment you click on the refresh button, here you will see a tick mark. Okay, here you see a tick mark, complete tick mark, which means you're done with this. You can move on to the next project. Obviously, you deliver the project, you deliver the whole topic, in your club as a speech, and then you get your evaluation form. You upload your evaluation form in the document section, which I'm going to show you a little later. Maybe in the next subsequent mentoring sessions, I'll show you how to upload your documents. Or let's just say, okay, later towards the day itself, I'll show you how to do it. But that's where your entire one particular speech gets over. You go through a project, you download the resources, you take up a speech slot, prepare your speech, work with your mentor, present the speech in your club, then get your evaluation report. Listen to the evaluator evaluating your speech, get your evaluation report, and then, okay, let me just close this particular thing now itself. You will have to click on this Toastmasters learning pathways right at the top left. When you do that, you will go to, this is called as your base camp. When you go to your base camp, this is where you'll have this My Document section. Go to My Document section. Let's just say you presented the icebreaker speech. Go to level 1, upload that particular agenda, the agenda of the meeting, because agenda is the proof that you were there in the meeting. Okay. Then you upload the, as you can see, right? Farmers Toastmasters Club Philippines. I presented a speech in Philippines. I've uploaded the agenda because it's a proof that I presented that speech. And then you got my, all these, see, icebreaker. So I got my evaluation report there itself. Okay, so this is where you upload. You just need to add file. When you click on add file, you just drag and drop, or you just add file, select it and drop it. It's not a big deal. Anybody can do it. And that's how you go about finishing one particular speech. So I think I've overall covered up uploading the whole thing as well. Okay, that's what every single one needs to do. Okay, if you know anybody in your club who's not following it, ask them to follow it. You have to start following it first for yourself, and then ask all the others to go through. Okay, that's how the whole, you can map out the whole format of who has done what and all those things. Okay, so I hope that answered your question, Alok sir. Okay, come on, where are the others? I can only see Uma. Hello Uma ma'am. Okay, yeah, yes, who is this?
One question I'm having, like when we say like somebody has completed one pathway, what does this mean? Like, is this number of speech you need to complete, or what exactly that means?
Okay, I'll just show it to you itself directly. Let's just say visionary communication. This is my pathway that I have chosen. One pathway will include 5 levels. Every level has a couple of projects in it. Level 1, 3 projects: icebreaker, evaluation feedback, research and presentation. Level 2, 3 projects. Level 3, 3 projects. Okay. Level 4, you have 2 projects. Level 5, you have 2 projects. Okay, yeah, here it's given as 3. Okay, so which means there is a total of, if you look at 5 into 3, 15, which means you need to finish 15 projects. If you finish 15 projects, then only you are eligible to get this particular thing, which is called as your level completion certificate. This is the meaning that you have finished one particular pathway. Okay, so one pathway means you've finished all the 5 levels in that pathway, which means somewhere around 15 speeches. Okay, so that's pretty much, but there are different.
Sudeep, one more question, sorry.
Yes, yeah.
So does it include only speech, or like, let's say table topic master, game master, or any other role you are taking up during the event?
Okay, yeah. So no, all the Toastmaster of the day, GE, and all those things does not include in your pathways journey as such. There is only one project, which is that of an active listener, in which you have to take up a table topic master's role. Okay, there are other projects when you go to level 4 or level 5 that's gonna include you maybe conducting an entire interview. That's going to include you conducting, let's just say, a panel discussion, all those things. Okay. Now, the whole point of taking up roles is that it enhances your communication. So that's why taking up roles as well as presenting speeches should go hand in hand parallelly. I always make it a point, if I'm presenting 2 speeches a month, I have to take up either a TMOD or a GE role. 2 big roles I have to take up. And whichever club meeting I know, in my home club specifically, if there are no one taking up the accountant, timer, or grammarian role, I decide to volunteer and take up those roles. My favorite is actually the timer's role, because I can qualify and disqualify as many people as I want. No one will get to know. It's crazy. So it's ideally advised to take up both these roles. Okay, so I hope I answered that question. Okay, all the others,
Yes.
come on. You're not here just as a silent observer. Please turn on your videos, participate, play full out, put on your answer, put down your questions in the chat, and let's just interact. I mean, I can't see you all, so there's no point. I can only see Pavan Bhaiya and Uma ma'am. Okay, Vandana ma'am is here. Hello, good evening. Okay, Alok sir has shown his face. He's outside, so he can't really. Yes, Pavan Bhaiya. Yes, please ask your question.
Yeah, the first of all, good evening to all. Actually, my question was, there is one, no, there are 4 or 5 things are written on the right side, dynamic leader, right? Exactly next to dynamic leader, you can see 1, 2, 3, or 1, 3, 4, and one letter, one number is highlighted. So exactly what's it? I'm not getting.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just clear that out right now itself. So if I just share that entire thing, let me see. Did I remove it all? No. It's there. Okay. So you're talking about this one, right? Here.
Yeah, 11 paths and possible dynamic reader. Yeah,
Yeah,
one, two, three, four. Yeah. So what's it?
yeah. So if you read this entire thing, I'll just read it out. The Toastmasters Pathways learning experience was developed around the 5 core competencies identified by the board of directors. Competencies meaning competencies, the literal meaning of competencies like professionalism, like expertise, yeah, proficiency, expertise, all these things. Okay. So the 5 core competencies, it's important that each member using the base camp will have the opportunity to select as many electives and to extend their learning. The 5 core competencies are public speaking. These are again skills, okay? Expertise, skill, public speaking, interpersonal communication, talking to each other, strategic leadership, being a leader, management, team management, people management, self-management, and all these things. Confidence. Confidence is unique because it cannot be taught, but it is gained in every path. As you present more speeches, you become more confident. Let's just say you have taken dynamic leadership. It says 1, 2, 3, and 5, which means if you take up dynamic leadership pathway, you are going to become a competent, you're going to gain competency in public speaking, interpersonal communication, strategic leadership, confidence. Let's just say you take up innovative planning. If you take up innovative planning, you're going to gain proficiency in public speaking, management, interpersonal communication, confidence. If you take up, let's just say, presentation mastery, you're only going to get public speaking and confidence. But again, what they are telling is that with the addition of electives, members have the flexibility to cover all the core competency, which means whether you are taking up one pathway or multiple pathway, you can be skillful across all these 5 competencies. So that's about it. I think I just explained that. I hope that was clear. Okay. So I hope I explained that properly. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
I got it.
Next questions. Okay, come on. Bring out your questions, people. Okay. One more thing. Okay, I'll be very clear. This is for Speak Magic Toastmasters Club, Delhi Junction Toastmasters. We want to invite other people as well. Everyone participating here, I'm going to be creating an exclusive Google form from next week so that you can learn how is your weekly growth in the Toastmasters. I'm literally going to create that entire Google form in a way that will help me monitor your progress. Because I just don't want you to be here and just take this as any meeting where you're just sitting here and warming the bench or just listening and all those things. No, we got to make sure that you're growing. Only then, come on. I mean, we all are paying somewhere close to $4,000 every 6 months in the Toastmasters. You got to make the most of it, isn't it? So I'm going to just keep reminding you. I might just slog you a little bit more. I might just be a little hard on you at times. And that's only because I care about you and I want you to extract out the most. Like I'm going to be a DTM within 500 days of joining the Toastmasters. Can you believe that? 500 days. That's it. Now, if I can do it, there's no rocket science. Again, you can do it as well. And I'm actually going to push you to do it. So you can rest assured you're going to do that. Okay.
Yes, Suryadeep, I have questions.
Yes, Bina ma'am, please bring it up.
I'm just saying that I want to say that even I have chosen this innovative planning. Okay, and sometimes I'm packed with other work also, so I have completed only 2 levels, which I can see right now. So even I want to complete it as fast as possible. Already I have completed 6 months, I guess, here in Toastmasters. But sometimes I feel like which story I should create. Like we have to give speech, right? In terms of taking roles, evaluation, all that, that is okay. But speech, I always face problem while creating the speech, because I think that now which story I should bring it, what I should speak now. These are my problems. So I keep on thinking how to create it according to that particular topic. That is my problem.
Okay. We will. I'm sure this is a problem for all. So can I see a raise of hands? How many have that same problem?
Yes,
Oh,
the
Vandana
same
ma'am is-
question. The same question I was also going to raise,
Brilliant.
because I have not even completed other 2 months of actually. So I have logged into the Toastmaster this thing. So I started my first level only, but I'm still struggling with the speech only. So I was thinking what to say, what to speak. So these are the points which really actually are worrying me also, that this is I have to give my first speech only, and I am not able to do that also. Then how will I continue so many levels? So maybe this is the first thing which first hurdle, I suppose. If I'll cross this, then I'll be able to do it more clearly.
Okay. I will actually make it so simplified for all of you. In fact, I'll tell you, I don't know whether I should be announcing this here or not, but I'm almost on the verge of cracking my second TEDx speech in less than 3 months. The last one was in August. I'm going to be speaking on TEDx most probably by January and again on February. So I have this target of reaching 10 TEDx talks by 2022. Now I'm going to give you exactly the same blueprint that I use in order to create any speech. 5 to 7 minutes, 18 to 20 minutes. You talk about 3 hours, 4 hours, doesn't really matter. You can actually use this specific technique and it works like magic. The first thing that I would want you to do is, like I said, you need to go through your entire project manual. Your entire project manual, when you go through, you're going to get ideas about what to speak about. Now, let's take an example. Icebreaker. I know I have to talk about my introduction. I need to talk about myself and all those things. But right now, how do I actually frame it down? That's when I'm going to teach you this tool. I will open this PPT. Let's see if it's okay. I hope the PPT is visible. Yes. Okay. Brilliant. Let me just show this to you. Let's see if this works. 1 second. This is so much fun. Okay, I just love to play around. Okay, first thing is, okay, 1 second. Yeah, I will, let me choose a nice little shape for you to, okay, where is it? Okay, yeah, I will take this particular container. Okay, container number 1. Okay, and I'm going to copy, I'm going to paste. So I got my 3 containers in front of me. I like to call it as the tiffin box. Okay, the tiffin box. We are all familiar with tiffin box. Now let's just say I got my 3 tiffin box and I'm going to place it together. When I place it together, that's what is going to give me my 3 layers. And when I get my 3 layers, that's when I know, okay, right now I'm in a position where I can definitely create something good. Like I can create my entire tiffin, I can have my tiffin and all those things, right? My first, now this entire thing is obviously going to include my, let's just say, and an introduction over here and a conclusion over here. So I'll just see this, see an introduction, a conclusion, right? Introduction, conclusion, and 3 containers. Now these are the 3 tiffin box. These are the 3 empty containers that I have with me. Okay. If I have my 3 containers in front of me, all I need to do is I need to fill in those containers and then nicely wrap it around with an introduction and a conclusion, and my speech is ready. How do I do it? Example, introduction. Let's just say icebreaker. Now I presented my 4th icebreaker. So now let's just say the first icebreaker, let's just say if I want to take up, I will first talk about my childhood. Okay, so childhood, and I'm going to talk about just one story from my childhood. One story. Okay, one story that is going to give me one message. Let's just say I want to talk about my childhood where I got sexually abused. What did I learn from it? No matter how good you are, the world is still going to be bad with you. The world is bad with you not because you are good, because you got something powerful to learn, which you can only learn when something bad happens with you. That's my message. My story is about me getting sexually abused. Second container, I'll move to my teenage. Let's just say I'm not allowed to talk about sex, religion, and politics in a derogatory manner, but I can definitely talk about pornography. They've not told anything about pornography. I'm not talking about anything in a derogatory manner. I'll talk about my entire addiction. Again, one story, let's just say my story about how I got introduced to pornography. What impact did it had in my life? And what is that one lesson I've learned? Or again, one message. That's it. Okay, one message. So what did my porn addiction, coming out of porn addiction, taught me is that no matter like a habit, however bad it is, if it's destroying you, get rid of it. And all you need to do is just snap, you get rid of it. Okay. Third story, I will actually talk about my present situation, present state. Okay. So present state. So present state, I'll talk about my, again, one little story that's going to include one message. And then introduction, I'm going to be having my introduction with a set of questions. I'm going to ask a set of questions because I want to engage the audience. For example, right now, if I ask you, how many of you remember at least something about your childhood? Give me a show of hands. All of you are raising your hands. So right now I'm creating interaction. I start with a question, move on, take you through 3 layers of my journey, my childhood, my teenage, my present state. And then I finally conclude with, let's just say, I can conclude, let's just say, with a quote, quote, or I like to go for, let's just say, a call to action. Okay, I like a call to action, or I will go for, let's just say, a message. Okay, final message, or I will actually talk about an action step. That's it. My speech is ready. How much time does it take for me? It just takes a matter of seconds to prepare the idea, matter of minutes to actually draft it out. So that's how I prepare for every particular speech. Now, again, answering Bina ma'am.
Suryadev, just one. Sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
One question I am having, like sometime I face problem when you are connecting couple of story in your speech, how to bridge this from one story to another story. What kind of things you would like to advise us?
Okay, so that's where I was actually coming right now. So the only way you
and
can...
one more question on that
Yes,
side, like generally some speech I have seen, like they go with the one story, some speech they go with the multiple story. So when to use multiple story, when to use single story, what is is there any structure, or is there any, based on your experience, what do you suggest?
See, every particular pathway, every particular situation is going to demand the unique blend of storytelling and message sharing. So right now, for example, if I'm going to talk about one message, I'm going to share one message, and I want to draw a conclusion to that one message through 3 different angles. So I'm definitely going to use 3 different stories. But let's just say I want to talk about multiple messages, then I'm going to go for multiple stories each. So it depends on what is your project. What is your project guiding you to? Your purpose of the project, your overview of the project. That's where you get the idea first. Then you move about creating. And you mentioned about moving from one story to another. That's when, if you look at the tiffin box, I think every single tiffin box will have this thing. Let me see if I can find that or not. Okay. Where is it? Okay, yeah. Every single tiffin box is going to have, come on, you got to give me some other color. Yeah, there you go. Every single tiffin box is going to have something called as a connector. Similarly, in every single speech, you have something called as a transition. You transition from one point to another, one story to another. How to transition? Moving further, moving ahead, changing of date. I will do all these crazy things. I'll actually do some sit-ups, or I'll do some, just turn around, something crazy, so that people will know, okay, he has transitioned to episode 1, episode 2, numericals, point number 1, point number 2, all these kind of things you can do. But again, just to summarize whatever I've said, if you really want to carve out your speeches, the first thing to do is to really create that container, the tiffin box containers, 3 containers, and just fill in those containers with the ingredients. All those things, if you do that, then I'm sure it's no big deal to create more and more speeches. Now, one brilliant point for those of you who have been following the chat, Uma ma'am has stated that pick up analogies according to your story. Analogy. Let's just say, what is life according to me? Life is like a tree, and your roots have to be strong, which are your values. Only then your trunk is going to grow, which is your body. And then the fruits that you share with the world, which is your speeches and all those things, is going to work on. So that is analogy. And then ma'am also mentioned use some research, quotes, structure, and deliver. That's it. So your 3 containers can actually include quotes, research, you got statistics, you got philosophies, all those things you can use. But ideally, stick to 3 containers for every speech. So I hope that give you, both Vandana ma'am and Bina ma'am a little more clarity. Okay. Yeah.
Like my next project is connecting with your audience. Okay. Like you need to practice the skill needed to connect with an unfamiliar audience. So I'm just thinking what type of speech I'll prepare, because I know that I will be able to deliver it once I know how to write it down. So I'm thinking which story I will create.
I will give you a small little demonstration. For example,
Yeah.
what did I do when I was presenting this same speech?
Connecting with audience.
Yeah. In my engaging humor. Again, demo. Okay, I'm just making this up. I don't know. I mean, no preparation. Okay. There was a boy and a girl madly in love with each other. Their parents won't accept. The society won't accept. Their entire country won't accept. But they decide to be together for the rest of their lives. How many of us present here have fallen in love at least once? Give me a show of hands. Come on, be honest, be honest. Okay, good. Thank you. So you can understand what these 2 girls and the girl and the boy were feeling. They decided, enough is enough. We're going to give up our lives. We're just going to give up. The world will know our story. We will be celebrated because we decided to give up being in love. Both walked up to the 100th floor of a building, hand in hand. They decided on the count of 3, they are going to jump. So the counting started. 3, tick, tick, 2, tick, tick, 1. The guy jumped, not the girl. The guy was in the air, turned around, looked up. The girl had tears in her eyes. The guy pulled up his bag, parachute came out, the guy was saved. Question: who cheated whom? That's how I would begin the whole connect with the audience this thing. Creating hypothetical situations, creating hypothetical scenarios, taking them through a journey, making them think. Now, connect with the audience is not just about asking answers from them. No, that's called interaction. That's not called presenting a speech. You need to literally bring yourself, like, okay, if I am, this is a game-changing question, okay? If I am in the audience, what kind of a speech would I expect from someone who is presenting a speech on connecting the audience? Listen to the question very carefully. If I was in the audience, what kind of a speech would I expect from someone who's presenting a speech on connecting with the audience? The moment you put yourself in the audience's seat, you're going to know what do you expect. The only reason why I'm so active and so energetic and so fired up, and I always try to play around so much whenever I'm speaking, because I always put myself in the audience first. I know if I, right now, just imagine if I'm conducting the entire session like this with this kind of a voice and my shoulders are drooping and everything. I mean, I will only sleep, you will pakka. I mean, for those who insomnia patients, bring them here. They're going to know how to sleep. That's exactly what happened to me in my college. So you see how it is. The only way you can create more this thing is again about just asking yourself those questions. But again, here's a very interesting point. Don't stop yourself because you're not getting ideas. This is a block that I also had initially. My first 1 week in the Toastmasters journey, I was so obsessed on perfecting the project objectives that I did not work hard for my first week in the Toastmasters. My introduction, my icebreaker has to be the best icebreaker anybody has ever given on the planet. That's not how it works, people. You have to come up with your speeches, and as you present more and more, you learn more and more. So connecting with the audience, again, just ask yourself, what can I talk about so that the audience will feel connected? If I were you, I would actually choose my journey from not speaking at all to being a TEDx speaker, and then asking questions after every paragraph. You mentioned 3 containers, right? I taught you about 3 containers. At the end of each container, I'm going to throw a question. How many people were fearful at some point of time in your life? Show of hands. They're going to answer. How many people feel good as I'm sharing this story? Because you would know, oh my God, I'm not talking to someone who is a robot. I'm talking to someone who had the same fear as I am. Show of hands. Something like that. Okay. So that's how it's going to work. Okay. I hope that answered the question. This was very, very
One
interesting.
question I'm having.
Yes, Alok sir. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's say connecting with the audience speech I have delivered. Now, let's say I failed miserably. I couldn't connect the way it should have been delivered. I was not able to connect with the audience. Let's say not perform. So shall I go back and again redo my speech again in the next time, or how does it work?
That's a very, very good question you asked, Alok sir. You know, the Toastmasters is so good. It's very, very flexible. Very flexible. Your evaluator is going to give you an evaluation on whatever you have spoken. Now, it's up to you. The evaluator is never going to tell you, until and unless the evaluator, that is the general evaluator and your evaluator for that speech, tells you that you need to repeat the speech. You need not repeat. You can move on to the next project. Because again, this is more of like a learning platform, right? So you need not be perfect. But again, here's something that I had done. I'm talking about my level 3, first pathway, level 3, project 2, which was about connect with storytelling. I chose one speech for 2 different projects. Same speech for 2 different projects. One for connect with storytelling, one for connect using body language. The same words, I'm going to use my body a little more. And the first one, I'm going to talk more, the storytelling stuff. My VP education told me you need to repeat the speech. So I actually went down, I wrote down an entire speech altogether, new speech, and then I presented and then I cleared off. So at the end, here's what I would actually recommend you, Alok sir. Take it one speech at a time, one project at a time. If you have presented your icebreaker, focus on the evaluation and feedback. Present the speech, get it evaluated, work on it, give a second speech, get that evaluated, take up a role of an evaluator, evaluate a speech, get your evaluations evaluated. And then as you are moving towards connect with storytelling, you're going to learn a lot more, and then you will be more confident. That's how it goes. The rule of Toastmasters is one speech at a time. I wanted to say this entire sentence with some swear words, but we are not allowed to swear in a Toastmasters meeting. So, okay. So I hope I answered that question. Okay. So come on, all the others.
Yes,
where are you all? Yes. I heard something, I think. Okay. So
Yes, I was saying thank you. Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Yeah. Anytime, Alok sir. Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing you. Yes, Abir, please go ahead.
Okay, so I wanted to take this path of effective coaching, but when I click the button, it's showing that you cannot take it. It's under the process.
It's under the process.
It's showing like this. This path is currently in progress on your base.
Wait. Are you using the laptop right now?
Yes, I am.
Share your screen.
Yes.
Yeah, just share your screen. No.
Yeah, here it is.
So if somebody has selected some pathways, can he select another pathways also?
Yeah, they can. You have to pay $20 to purchase a new pathway. Okay. Abir, click on welcome, Abir. Click on welcome.
Welcome.
Yeah, right at the top. Can you see welcome, Abir? How beautifully they are introducing you right at the top.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Click here. Okay. Now go to enrolled in one path. Can you see enrolled in one path? Yeah, just click. here is your pathway. Congratulations. Okay, now click on open curriculum. There you go. Okay, click on level 1, view details. Okay, just scroll down once. I want to see the new this thing. Okay, see, just look at this, people. First of all, okay, icebreaker, writing a speech with purpose, introduction to vocal variety and body language, evaluation and feedback. You have to present 4 speeches, I think 4 speeches and 1 evaluation. Only then you can complete your level 1. This is the latest update that they have done. The one that I showed you was the old one. This is the new one. So you're going to enjoy this one a lot more. Okay. So Abir, I hope it's clear now. You got your pathway. Perfect. You can also go to Basecamp, and from there you can also share. Brilliant. Thank you so much for sharing that. Let's give a huge round of applause for Abir, everybody, because she not only guided us through, she also opened the whole thing. So I hope that was clear for not just her, but for everyone else. Yes. Any other questions? We'll be closing in another 5 minutes.
I have completed my icebreaker.
Yeah.
But I have not done anything in the tool. So what exactly need to be done?
So I hope you have been assigned a mentor, right, Alok sir?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you just have to ask the same question to your mentor. Ideally, your mentor is supposed to guide you through. But just for everybody's reference, once again, I'll just walk you through exactly what you need to do. Even before, I think I did answer this, but I'm going to do this once more. The first thing you need to do is, one second, toastmasters.org. Every time you are presenting a speech, even before you present your speech, okay, let's just say I've already told you what you should do even before you present a speech. For those of you who were not there, please go through the recording once again. And now I'll show you what is the next thing that you need to do. You've uploaded your evaluation form in that document section. Then you need to go to this pathways, and then you click on go to Basecamp. The moment you go to Basecamp, your Basecamp will open up the page that we saw from Abir. Okay, this will open up. You go to your open curriculum, whichever pathway that you are going through. And if you go through all the steps properly, like I mentioned to you before, you're going to get a tick mark over here. You uploaded your documents in the My Document section. Then move on to the next project. For me, it's evaluation feedback. For you, it will be speech with a purpose. Launch, open, activate, launch, open. Again, go through the same pathway or the entire project details, download the evaluation, present your speech, again, get it all. It's that same process. If you want to know more, again, ask your mentor. Ideally, your mentor is supposed to help you with these processes. Okay, so that's how it is. Yeah, I think Vikram sir was asking a question. Yeah,
sir.
Yes, Vikram sir, please tell me.
If I compare myself from last year to this year, I feel I am improved a lot in communication. But as you told, so writing speech and all, to be frank, I not understood anything about the Toastmaster and all, because I joined after 10-15 minutes, and what I am feeling is I feel like joining, but with my schedule, whether I am able to give time for this thing or not, I have doubt for that thing.
Okay.
And so see, if we preparing part is it is as you told in the container, just in 2-3 minutes you have finished all the things, but I have a doubt that whether we can do like that only, or else we face initially we need to take a practice for that thing, or like that. Will it take time, or will it come easily by practice?
Okay, so I'm sure this is a question for all the others as well, isn't it? Like, how do I manage my time in the Toastmasters? So here's what I will do. I will give not more than 1 hour a week for my Toastmasters. That's it, 1 hour a week. What do I do in this 1 hour a week? I need to participate in the Toastmasters meeting, which takes place for 2 hours, right? In that 2 hours, either I'm presenting a speech or I'm taking up a role. It is mandatory, people. Either you're presenting a speech or you take up any other role. There is no freebie in your Toastmasters. If you're paid for this, take up TMOD, take up GE, take up Evaluator, take up TTM, some roles if you're not speaking. Meanwhile, just to get started, do alternative. 1 week, give a speech. The next week, take up a role. 1 week, give a speech. Next week, take up a role. How do you prepare a speech? It's pretty simple. I've showed you exactly how to do it. Container, prepare, practice. Here's what I will do. I will read the script 10 times. 10 times. I'm just going to read the script, whatever I have written. How much time does it take for me to write? Somewhere around 15 to 20 minutes, maybe. But then I'm going to read my entire script 10 times. After reading it 10 times, then I'm ready. I'm going to practice it a couple of times. I'm going to go and I'm going to present the speech in the club meeting. This, you do it over a period of time. It's more about if you want to become, now you got to ask yourself actually a bigger question here. Whenever you have doubts, for example, I'll tell you this very, very simple thing. Exactly a month back, I had just $200 in my bank account. My back was on the wall. I was almost about to give up. And right now, a month later, I've earned somewhere around 50,000. 50,000 I've earned. Now, other thing, okay, it's spent again. Whatever I earn, I invest. So the whole point is you got to make it a ritual. Just like you speak, just like you eat, just like you work, whatever it is that you do, you got to make public speaking a part of your life. So you got to extract out at least half an hour a day to work. But what is the minimum time that you need to give? 1 hour a week to get started. So that's what I would actually recommend. As Uma ma'am has rightly said, that you get the hang of it. You can write speech in 1 hour and it'll come with practice. You'll actually make more, so you'll speed up the process. And since you're a part of a like-minded community, you see other people doing, just think about it. I'll ask this, okay? Think about the kind of pressure my club was going through when they witnessed that there are members in the club, they've been members for years and they've not progressed beyond level 2. And I have completed 2 pathways in 3 months. Imagine the kind of pressure that was there in my club, in my district, all the leaders. It's crazy. People actually have taken that step up. But Vikram sir, I know you're a Speak and Grow member. You've seen what Speak and Grow has done, right? I don't want to take any credits, but I somehow feel that it was a good thing that I created that entire hype of going to TEDx. Now, so many people are going to TEDx. Now, I'm going to go for my second TEDx, which means other Speak and Grow members are going to try and get on to their TEDx as well. That's like a domino effect, right? So the best thing to do is just join, get started and go bang on. Schedule it, make it a ritual, and then you're going to go forward. Okay. So that was all about today. Today was the first mentoring session. And from next week onwards, what we will be doing is, for all those of you who are a part of this, what I would love for you to do is keep your questions ready. Okay, keep your questions ready so that we can make it a little more optimized. We will be putting up the Google Forms and all those things so that we make this entire 1 hour time that we are spending together as the most productive Toastmasters experience that we have. No speeches, nothing. You can interact, you can ask your questions, and then you can go on literally slogging wonderfully and making the most of your Toastmasters journey. Okay, here's the challenge that I want to throw at you. You are paying 4,000 rupees. I'm also paying 4,000 rupees, right? I have finished my 3rd pathway. I'm going to achieve my DTM. I've been a TEDx speaker. What are you doing? That's the challenge, that's the thing that I'm throwing right at you. Now, if you're going to take this challenge to your heart, and if this hurts your ego, good. That's my objective. That's what a mentor does. A mentor crushes you because you cannot get a good gold ring until and unless you break the gold, melt the gold, make it molten and all these crazy things, crush the gold and all those things, right? That's what I want to do to you. So next week when I'm meeting and I'm going to be putting up the Google Forms, I'm going to be asking you questions. You're going to be putting a lot of stuff in the chat. I better see some growth in you, or else you're wasting your time, you're wasting my time. And we are all here for a purpose. Let's make the best use of that purpose. Let's literally take our Toastmasters journey to the next level. Let every single time when we present a speech or visit a club, let those club members say, oh my God, we are so blessed to have you. I swear it feels so good when I give my introduction to all the other clubs that I visit. Feels amazing. Okay. So again, I want to thank you all for being here. It's been an absolute pleasure and honor serving you. We're going to meet again on next Friday. Till then, keep Toastmastering, keep learning, keep going bang on. And every single time you have a doubt, you all have my WhatsApp number. So you can obviously reach out to me literally anytime. Thank you so much. Been an absolute pleasure and honor serving you. Till then, this is Dr. Srideep. Love you all so much.